Hello and welcome back to Building the Tiny House Part 2. As you can see from last time, we went ahead and had the trailer already built up with the deck and everything. So that's going great. So from now, we pretty much have the perimeter of the tiny house built. Right here is the 2x4. We have it laid down. I have anchored in with about 14 5-inch bolts. Just went ahead and screwed that on down. Made sure it was really anchored to the already anchored in deck, because I really want to give this thing a fighting chance on the road and give this thing a fighting chance with weather. Also, I had to buy a lot of tarps in this entire interaction. Just buying an ungodly amount of tarps from Harbor Freight and Amazon, because it's a lot of weather and a very long process in order to get your walls up and everything done. So definitely, if you're going to take a long time and do this week by week, you're going to want to go ahead and get some tarps and invested in them. But as we got the 2x4 laid down, try to get as even as possible. Something I've had to learn with this is it's not going to be even. Just try your best, though. But try. Also, look at them. Little tiny helper. Stray cats apparently love to come around while I'm working on my tiny house. Very lovely. They're no help whatsoever. They definitely mess with the tarp. If you have cats in the area, invest in better tarps, probably. But pretty much, as you can see from here, just started doing on the perimeter, and next up we're going to end up doing the upright 2x4s. Of course, this project thus far, I think I'm about $10,000 to $12,000 into the process. I want to say more close to $10,000, with a lot of stuff already purchased. So it's really going really good. From zero to that point is a really good financial bracket to get that finished. Definitely see the goal being less than $20,000 to get this entire tiny house built. But as you can see from here, we have the upright 2x4s, and they're going to be on the perimeter that I've put up. We have them 15 true, with the boards in between to make a lot of stability as we're obviously installing them. It was so easy just bringing all the 2x4, throwing it on the trailer, chuck it off to the side, cut it, bring it back up, slap it up there. Definitely try to keep it as even as possible. You definitely want to balance your tiny house when you're doing this, just to make sure that everything is leveled. And it's not going to be. You just have to try. You have to try your best. And just know that it's a tiny house, and it's a moving piece of metal on tires with moving wood in a tropical climate that I'm building it in. It's very difficult to do that, but as we got here, we're just pretty much got about 8 foot tall, very tall house, almost about, I want to say about a little bit under 13 feet. So now we have, of course, the wood on the top, 2x4 on the top, going around the perimeter, screwed it in, bolted in. We have the hurricane hooks on the outside, the corners, everything hurricane hooked to the bottom as well. So definitely a lot of strength going on here. Once you start adding the plywood, it's really what brings it and ties it all together. Having the outside plywood is really going to make the rigidity happen for this. So if you feel like building the roof process, find your areas you're not going to have windows and maybe just start putting plywood up, because you'll have a lot more rigidity going forward, especially if you're dealing with high intense weather like we did during this time frame. Went ahead and made these nice little triangle pieces, just three, 4 pieces we wedged together, made constant duplicates of. I think I had to make about 20 of them, and it's about 20 to 22 inches each. And so really just had to slap those together. Not the best work, but it does work, and it is strong enough to hold up the roof really well. And honestly, it was a very tedious process, but we got it done. And, it's not the most, when you got the roof on there, it's probably not the most straight up looking, and definitely some of it probably petered off a little bit as it moved around and flexed and things like that. But for the most part, that was pretty easy. Just need to know the pitch. I think it was like 16 feet tall all together, or 16 inches tall all together with that wood. So definitely had to get that going. So as you can see, the roof cost me about $900. All the metal was about $900. Got it from a very good roofing company close by. Try to get close by, siding close by, roofing, and just, you don't want to go too much to the big box stores, but try to cut a deal with someone. Definitely got a lot of getting that plywood up there, added a lot of rigidity because it was very shaky up there. That's my brother. I'm not good with unstable heights, but he is. So I pretty much got that all slapped together, roof up there, and we got all that plywood up there. So it was going pretty good. Honestly, the roof looks great. I love the magenta with the rustic red. It's very nice. And next up, we're just going to end up putting the rest of the plywood up, and of course the tie-vac. Don't do what I did. Go ahead and make those windows, make those doorways. Save yourself some plywood. Save yourself some time. Definitely just build the appropriate. Definitely build the appropriate stuff first before you kind of mess with all of this, all the windows and whatnot, just so you're doing it right and not wasting as much material as we did. As in, we're going to get this done under $20,000, but for the most part, yeah, definitely want to save yourself some time and money and just pre-make those windows and that doorway. It'll help you out a lot. And now, as you see, we've got the plywood all the way on there, and then we've got the Tyvek up there. A very tedious process and obnoxious, and definitely a lot of tarps coming down later. But as you can see, we got the door up there, nice to match the wheels. I wanted a door that was like my old house. Got windows up. Door was like $300. The windows were $200 each. Getting more windows in, obviously. Definitely need it. Very important to tape around the perimeter of that Tyvek and around the windows and the doors. Keep it locked in. I've enjoyed the process thus far. It's actually looking like a tiny house. I'm very excited for what we're doing in the future with it. I can't wait to show y'all more of these terrible, terrible slideshows. But yeah, I'm jazzed. Honestly, now it's starting to feel worth it, and it's starting to look like a house, and I just can't wait to show more, and I think it'll be done mid next year. Y'all